Welcome on behalf of the Career Center. Just like the health services, the Career Center is also student fee funded. And so, again, that's something you should take advantage of as often as possible. We like to have you come in, even if you're just wanting to know what you can do with your major. A lot of people in this room probably are already employed in their field, and you're just wanting to take your education to the next step. But even if that's the case, we still have many services that are available to you. If you'd like to have your resume critiqued, we do that. Or if you don't have a resume yet, which I'm sure most of you do, we can help you create one. If you're going on an interview and you just want some practice, you can come in and either myself or Michelle, who's the director of the Career Center, will sit down with you and just ask you a lot of those questions that are most commonly asked in interviews so that it's not as scary when you go and do it for real. And we can give you feedback and let you know how you're doing or maybe some areas that need improvement. We'll encourage you to come dressed for an interview so that we can even give you feedback on that. Let you know if the look you're going with is professional enough or if maybe there's something you can do to improve your look as well. We can give you information on different companies that you could work for in your field. We've got a lot of resources, magazines, books. We've got a great site called Career T-Wolves, and that's probably going to be one of your best resources that we have to offer. What that is a job site where any employers that come to us and say they want to hire our students, we will ask them to post their jobs on that site. And then as students, you upload your resume, and one of us will look over your resume to make sure it's perfect before it gets put onto the site. That way we can make sure you're being represented as best as possible. And once you're on the site, you have access to all those jobs. So even if you're not ready to look yet, you just want to know what's out there, what kind of companies are hiring, if the jobs are more local, if they're all over, which they are all over. We get a lot of out-of-state employers on that site, even out of country for a few of our jobs. But that's a great place to look, even if you're not quite ready yet. We can help you get on there. The sooner the better. Then you can just kind of start perusing that site and just kind of, seeing what's out there. We hold several career fairs throughout the year. Well, I shouldn't say several. Our big one is in the spring. Again, if you're not looking at the moment, it's still good to come, meet the employers, get that practice, getting in front of employers, and again, just seeing who's out there and really networking. That's a big part of it. Our big one, you guys all have this brochure in your folder. We've got dates in there. The big one this year is going to be March 5th. Another event that we have coming up in November is our dining etiquette event. And again, it's student fee funded. We only charge if for some reason you reserve a place and then don't show up because we do have to buy the food for everybody. But we have a plated meal at the convention center and it's multi-course meal and they'll go through each step with you and give tips on what you should do when you're at business lunches and other events where you need to have that etiquette. So that's another event we do. We have recruiters come on campus periodically to recruit our students. So when you're getting closer to that point, if you're not already in a career that you want to be in, you can come speak with recruiters as well. We'll often have them do an information session. In this room a lot, we'll have them come give information about the company. And then if you decide you like what you hear, you can sign up for an interview and interview the next day. Trying to think what else I might have left out. Those are the big ones. But just know that the more often you're in there, the more we're able to help you. When we get to know you, then when these jobs come through that we know you're looking for, we can say, hey, there's so-and-so's hiring and it's just what you've been looking for, and we can do that the better we know you. Like I said, even if you're not looking right now, come in, check out all the resources we have. We've got salary handbooks where you can get an idea, how much am I going to be making once I have my degree, or maybe I want to switch fields. Is that a wise choice right now? We have the job outlook handbooks in there. I should tell you where we're at too. We're right here in this building in Suite 187. And most of our services do require an appointment just because we want to have that time to work with you. If you're just coming in to grab some, magazines or resources, you can come in at any time. But if you're wanting to have somebody look at your resume, or you're wanting to practice an interview, or you're really wanting to hit the job search hard, it's better to have an appointment so that we can set aside that time for you and and give you the attention that you deserve. Does anybody have any questions? One other thing I should mention are internships. They're not just for undergrads. Graduates do them frequently, and they're actually, I would encourage that you do them, because if you're not already working in your field, it gives you a much better edge if you can tell an employer that you already have some experience in the field that you're wanting to go into. And an internship is the best way to do that, because it's an easy way to get your foot in the door. Those employers know that you don't quite have your degree yet, and they're willing to work with you and help be a part of that process. And it can be a very valuable educational tool where you can learn on the job and be a little more prepared when you're done with school. So, did you have a question?
Yeah. Are the internships in the US paid or not?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, we work with a wide variety. A lot of employers do pay. It's not always the best pay. It just depends on the job. A couple companies, though, in this area do pay very well. And we can let you know based off your field which companies those are. Some of them, pay better than a lot of regular jobs do, and it's pretty surprising. So definitely come inquire about that. Others don't pay, and I would still encourage you, if you find one you're interested in, to still do it, because you might be able to get credit for them depending on your major, and you would have to talk with your advisor about that. But you can often get credit for one of your classes, even though you're not getting paid. So it's not a waste of your time to be there. And like I said, you can put that on your resume, and that experience is so valuable to have on your resume. But do come talk to us and ask us, if there are any companies in your field that do pay, if that's going to be important for you, if you need to get paid for your internship, and we can help try and find some that do. And in here is the site that I was talking about. A lot of internships are on that site as well, not just jobs. We put everything from part-time jobs to full-time jobs to internships on that site. And most of the employers are on there. Some of them don't like to post online, in which case we'll have information, somewhere posted in our office.